So, Mr. James from the Silicon Valley, California, is asking, um, Sham, how can I determine if there is demand for my restaurant, for another restaurant in the area, and James has a sandwich shop? We're going to talk about that in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Hello, everybody. My name is Sham, knowing the community as a responsible restaurant owner, and I have been opening and running restaurants out of the Silicon Valley, California since 2008. And about 2017, I decided to just reach out to all the future and current restaurant entrepreneurs and pretty much help them with everything I have learned. James, thank you so much for reaching out. Excellent question. It's very funny, but lots of restaurant owners, at least the first time they open a restaurant, just don't listen. And when they're ready, they're just ready. It doesn't matter what the market is doing. It just took them such a long period of time to accept the idea that they're going to open a restaurant, be ready for it, bring the capital together. So when they come to maturity of opening the restaurant, they're just like a Red Bull, they see red and they just go for it. And that explains why so many of them fail. These are a couple of things that you can do to ensure whether there is a demand for your future restaurants. Definitely check out the other restaurants that are featuring the same kind of product. You're talking about sandwich shop. Definitely check out the other restaurants featuring sandwiches. There is a couple of options here. Option number one, they're dead. Definitely go there, have a meal experience there, see what is wrong, and if you believe that your concept will be able to fulfill that gap. Two, they are extremely busy. There is people waiting out the door. So definitely go and still dine there to find out what's the reason behind the buzz. If the food is still average and there is people waiting, it means that there is definitely a demand for that special product, and you should be able to at least attract the people that do not want to wait. Another thing that you should definitely do when you check out these restaurants, whether they are busy or not, definitely check out their online reputation. What are the people that's been there saying about it? Is the problem with the service? Is a problem with the quality of the food? And most of the time, sometimes it's just a matter of actually going and talking to the restaurant owner himself, and be very sincere about it. I don't think that other restaurant owners are your competition. Because there is just enough people for everybody to feed. I'm not talking about you being in a small little town where there is one or two restaurants, but literally I'm always about being honest and frank and just tell them, hey, what are your challenges? As a matter of fact, a couple of my clients were able to actually acquire a restaurant for pennies on the dollar because they went to a restaurant owner and the restaurant owner was just ready to surrender and hand the keys to them. So I know, boss, when you're going to be ready in order to go ahead and open your restaurant, you're just going to go ahead and do it no matter what, because it took you such a long period of time to think about it. At least the first time you open a restaurant is definitely an emotional journey. Gosh, I mean, who will go into a business when 90% of the operations do fail within the first 2 years? I am here to help. My name is Sham, in the community as a responsible restaurant owner. If you go on a start successfully with your journey, I would love to share one more tips, which is make sure you have a very good idea about the big picture in your business. As an entrepreneur, we always believe that we can do everything on our own, and here we are collecting little pieces of the puzzle from many different sources, and many different pieces of the puzzle from different sources do not end up to the full correct picture. Go to my website www.theresponsiblerestaurantowner.com. There is a checklist that you can download for free that will literally break down the 21 steps on how to open and run your first successful restaurant from the time the idea emerges to the time you decide to actually expand your operation. I talk about retail, I talk about catering, I talk about so many different aspects that you need to be aware of before venturing into this business and developing your different wheels of fortune. Once again, please do subscribe, do comment, and until we meet again, remember, the secret ingredient is love.